We love you, Elizabeth.
I'm happy to do it for you.
Well, that's why I sent out, the whole thing. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and helping me out with this and for responding to the forms that I sent out to you guys. I wanted to make sure that the PD that we gave you was something that you guys wanted to learn about, so.
And that the district was acceptable.
Exactly. So the Animoto video that we had talked about wasn't one that was district approved, but We Video is very similar. So Joan and I worked together and we put together this presentation for you. So to start out, what we'll have you do on your Chromebooks is just open up We Video onto a tab.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay.
I'm late. Late to the party.
No worries. Wednesday mornings are early.
I'm just gonna get my schedule here. Sure. So you can sign up with Google on your Google account, so it'll give you like 5 minutes of video for free. So if you wanted to, if you loved it, then you could get like an educator version for somewhere around $99. And when I do the morning video, I get the professional version because it gives you more music, better music, and a lot of added value for $200 or a little bit more than $200. So just to let you know that the kids could use it, the 5 minutes for free. And our morning announcements are about 3 minutes usually. So 5 minutes is not too bad.
So what we're gonna look at today, we're gonna look at what We Video is, how we can access the site. We're gonna go through an overview of the tools, and then I wanna give you guys time to explore with this. So that's why I had you guys upload those photos, since we know our internet would not let you do it while you're here, so that's why I had to do it ahead of time. So what is We Video? We've seen it in the morning announcements. We've seen it, with Joan, with Carrie. We've seen all the videos that it could do, all the music that it could do. So it's a video editing platform. It's gonna let you create videos. You can use it for slideshows, presentations. For 4th grade, I know you guys like to do the end of the year video for the kids. This is a really good platform to use it. If anybody has a Mac at home, if you've ever used iMovie, it's very similar to that.
So you can actually finish your video, and then I can set up a bunch of videos and paste them together. So then you can do part, and you can all have one.
So as we said, signing up, guys, when you get into the website, there's gonna be a little sign up button at the top corner of it. It might vary depending on what your screen looks like, but once you click that sign up button, it's gonna ask you to sign up with Google. Once you do that, guys, you'll click the Shelton Public Schools Google. Once it does that, it's gonna ask you to verify it, and then it should bring you to a landing screen on We Video.
Do we do sign up right now?
Yep.
Yes.
This will sign you up for the free one.
I just log it and it works.
Yeah, you can do that too, that's fine, because it's approved by the district, so it should let you just.
And if you don't understand something now, what I would suggest is Google We Video instructions, and it will give you all kinds of tips. So.
Yeah, and when you log in for the first time as well, it's gonna give you little pop-ups that are like, oh, you can do this, you can try this, so it's really user-friendly.
Alyssa, if I didn't have to go through all the steps they're going through, does that mean I probably signed in once before?
You might have already signed
Alright.
in, yeah, it might have you already signed up for it. And the good thing about We Video, guys, is students can create a We Video as well. They can sign in through their Shelton Public Schools emails, and they get the free 5 minutes too. So Jana, I know you like to do the recordings with the kids for the different heritage months, so that could be something where they can record it and show it to you, and then maybe like put it together as a presentation between them.
And they can use the cameras on the laptops.
They love using technology.
Right, so as you guys are signing in, I like to be creative, so I found this little quote that I thought would be a nice little reminder for us to all be creative, is that you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. That was by Maya Angelou. So really, when you get into this, however you want to use it, do what you want to do with it. The creativity with it has so many different options in it. You can create whatever you think of, whatever you want to try. All right, so part 2, what are these buttons? You're gonna see a lot of buttons on your screen. When you first log in, it's gonna give you options to use videos, it's gonna ask you the type of video that you wanna create. We usually go with the full video editor, so if you notice that on there, if you wanna click that button on the screen right now, it's gonna give you like standard or full. Use the full, it just gives you access to everything, it's gonna bring you to a similar landing page anyway. So with those buttons, you can use videos, you can use photos, you can add audio, you can record while you're on WeVideo. So if you have something that you were talking about and you wanted the kids to talk about the picture that's on the screen, you could do the voiceover with that. Or if you wanted them to do as, you know, Joan usually records it ahead of time, but when she does the morning announcements, if you wanted them to record, you could do it right in the video platform. All right, so these are some of the different buttons that you're gonna see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of take you through those. And Joan and I, we're gonna kind of just piggyback off each other because she's very familiar with it. And she can tell you a little bit more about the buttons. But if we look through this, guys, as I was saying before, you're gonna wanna go to the full featured editor. And once you go into that,
And we're using the basic edition, so.
Right.
You're seeing what you would see.
so I already have my photos preloaded, so you're gonna see that. Once you add your photos, it'll be in your My Media, it'll be stored there for whenever you want. So if there's a picture you always like to use, it'll stay in that. But you'll see some of these buttons on the side. So what we're in right now is My Media. Anything that I've imported, anything I've recorded or talked about is gonna be in this area.
Also, when you're in this area, you can make folders, so if you have, like spring concert or something, and you wanted a folder, you could put all those videos or pictures into one folder, so, that's sometimes helpful. So, like, Veterans Day, I like to make a folder for Veterans Day, because then I can go back and use it next year, or, they're all in one place, so it's just easier to cut and paste and put it into your video.
So if you wanted to take a picture in, we see we have these 3 buttons up here. So I can click the import button, and I can either, if you're used to using a Mac where you can drag and drop pictures in, you can do that. You can also browse to select, so we'll let you browse through your computer files. And then if you look down at the bottom here, you can access from your drive. You can get it from Facebook, you can get it from Dropbox, and you can get it from the cloud, or on the OneDrive, I'm sorry. So in this case, what you guys are gonna click to get your pictures in is you're gonna click the drive button. And that will open up your drive right here.
Wait a minute. We're in My Media, did you say?
Yep. So at the top, it'll have
Import.
that button to import. Yep.
Okay.
What they recent.
They were.
No, that's okay.
Sometimes list view can be easier to look in.
And then if there were any pictures that were like generic ones that you wanted to look for, we can show you how to get into those as well.
Can you select more than
Okay,
one at
so
a
then
time?
you're gonna
You
find
should be
it
able to.
in your file.
I highlighted them and then clicked import.
Yeah,
If you
so it should
saved
let
it to
you
your
highlight.
computer, you're gonna look for the little file down here, and you might have saved them to your computer if you didn't save them to your drive, so you could open up your drive and your pictures kind of look like mini pictures.
Yeah.
You can highlight any you want to add to your media, or you can double click and it will add it. You can do groups of pictures by highlighting them. So if you highlighted all those pictures, it isn't.
Scroll down in your Google.
How do you select?
Yeah, so just scroll down underneath all your things.
Get down.
Highlight.
Highlight. I'm gonna highlight.
Yeah, so if you wanted to bring in one of the little guys, if you just drag it over, it'll highlight all of them and it'll bring all of
That's
them.
what I'm
And then look at pictures there.
Like I opened them this morning.
You know what, you saw at least one of those.
It's highlighted.
They did it.
Oh, good, see,
They figured it out, Gabby helped me.
Yeah.
There's pictures, I
Oh,
can type your
okay.
name in.
Just find them again.
Joan, how do you rotate a
I
photo?
don't even see a single.
You would click on the actual, well, once you drag it down.
Then
so
you can do
which
more
is-
with it.
Yeah, so then you're gonna drag this down to video. And then you would double click it, and then you get options of what you want to do. That's where I get rid of the green from the green screen, and you could rotate. You can animate, make it get bigger and smaller.
I don't know where.
Once you locate your pictures, you can upload them.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Perfect.
I could use an old one.
I always say when I'm working with the kids, you can always help a buddy too, which is great.
I think you're in my drive though.
And the one that's drag and drop is not Google, so you do have to go to, the Google Drive to double click on it.
Joan, what if it says add a transition? Do we add a transition?
You could. So a transition is going to be when something fades in and fades out. So I don't use transitions that often for my morning videos, but when I'm doing, like a bunch of kids usually, I'll do a transition so the transitions can spin, they can fade in, fade out. So there's all kinds of
Do you double
transition.
click this to get that?
Yeah, you could say, you could put the transition in, and it's gonna leave a little block next to,
How do I-
Alright,
I
so if
double
we're
click
having
that?
trouble accessing
Yeah,
some of the
and
pictures in
you'll
the drive, I
drag-
know our
like
Wi-Fi, we
you'll
sometimes
say
have
whichever
those
one you wanna
issues,
do.
so
You
don't
can
worry
drag
about
it
that,
in
guys, we'll be
between.
able to come back to that, and
So
you
you
can
would
put
put
it
it-
a different way. Today is
You
just kind
could
of for
click
you to
on
get a
them and
chance
it's gonna
to
show you over
play
there.
around with it and see how it
Five,
works.
like five of them.
I have
Yeah,
two.
that's
That's
good,
good.
yeah.
So I drag that
You're
down?
gonna drag it down to the video, yes.
Interesting.
My kids.
So while you're going through, while you're pulling those in, if we look, we also have the record option up
You
here.
wanna show them how to drag down before we?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So you're gonna drag your video down, or any pictures, you're gonna work on video. So you're always adding pictures or videos to video. Also, when you're adding pictures to
Yeah.
video, what was I gonna say? Oh, maybe you want more layers, like,
Drag
when
it
I'm
down
doing
first.
morning videos, I do 5 or 6
No,
layers,
drag it
because
down.
you'll see there's text over the picture, or something comes in, like the kids come into the newsroom, that's over something. So you could add another video track by clicking add a track. And it could be video, audio, or text, but mostly I do that.
If you'll notice, guys, since I put them right on top of each other, you're gonna see both pictures are showing up at the same time. So, one of the things you wanna be aware of, if you do that second track, just make sure you are spacing them. The blue line that you see here will automatically click to the end of that to make sure that you're
Or you
getting
could reduce it and put them on the same track, on picture too. But,
So you want to put it on top of each, you want it,
I just want you to know that there's more than one video track. So for today,
Yeah.
we'll probably just keep it on one video track, but that would be how you would add a track.
If you put your photos in a Google Doc, how would you put them into this?
If they were in a Google Doc,
Yeah.
you'd probably have to click on every doc and download it or separate them
Okay.
out of that Google Doc. But Google Doc is pretty fluid. And you could also import videos or pictures from like just online, like maybe you want a picture of Paris and you want to.
Yeah, you click.
So that would be.
maybe drag and drop too. I tried that, but it's not going.
So looking at that, guys, if we look in here, you're gonna see a lot of these have that little crown. If you see that crown, that's gonna be a premium image where you have to pay to use it. But the other thing that you can do is we can Google an image. So I wanted to
Like in Paris.
go to Paris. We can type that in Google, go to images, and then I can save that image to use. So if I right click,
If you're using images technically, you should document on at the end of your video where you got those pictures from. I've never had any trouble, but they can, for myself, because I do large videos and sometimes maybe I want Disney music on it, I have to be careful of that. You can stretch this picture, like if you want it to last longer, you go right to the edge and you can stretch it and you can make it last longer. So if you want your videos a little longer.
See, mine are like spaced out. When I put mine in there, like they spaced themselves out.
If you
Did I
drag
do
them
that?
You might have done that, but if you want to group them together, you're going to highlight all of them and right click and you can close the gap. Yeah, just like that, and then if you right.
Are you in your right account?
No, she was in her, she's put them in photos and
The drive.
But they are, they're all part of the same, so why wouldn't you be able to access your photos?
You're asking
I didn't even know you could have.
When I let go,
Yeah.
Let me do it over here and I'll tell you, because sometimes I do
They always
things.
download them just into a folder and then she's going.
So the question was, if yours were separated like this, I would highlight it, right click, and close gaps. I think you just have to highlight it a little better, because that is just what I did. So if the videos were separated, like this, and I wanted them together, I would highlight, right click, and close gaps. And you can move these around.
How do you play it?
Also, sometimes you have so many rows, you want this to be a little bit smaller, so you can do that so you can see all your tracks better.
so like if I clicked on each one independently and then I drag it over,
Yes.
is this what I just do? Like it'll say insert.
Yeah, insert and put or replace. So sometimes you have to go back and check things and make sure it didn't replace it, because that's how I accidentally, not had something in the video.
All right, so
On the original side, the originally, this is going to drag it out. I don't think because it was in my drive.
when I'm saving it, I'm gonna need it for
Did you do, yours is all Joe, right?
Every last picture.
Just what you wanted.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Through the years.
So you're not through the years again, you're so good.
No, it's right there.
Yeah, you cannot have one the other way.
Giving back.
So if you notice, guys, when you're dragging the pictures to make them longer, it will give you a time, and it'll show you how long the picture will be in your video.
She was 9. I had her daughter when she was.
She did. Want to see it? This was, I put as, that was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right.
If you're over here and
No,
you're
we just have to. Me too.
We waited that long.
I'm not on. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why.
I think it's good. I'm sorry. Now we can add.
I was in there for 24 hours eating bread. It would come out.
So,
Me too.
if, like, I have kids and they do something silly at the beginning of a video, but the rest of the video has been great, you can also split a picture or a video, and that's how I edit, like, silly stuff out. And I don't worry about it. I might say, oh goodness, this first part of it, the kids were like, oh, and they do that all the time, because they're like, I made a mistake. I'm like, just continue on, don't stop. So you can split it, and you can delete part of it. So
Joan, what did you click again to split it?
I went into split. See,
Oh, I
it's
see,
right
okay,
here.
yeah.
This is a new feature that just happened. So it used to be over here, but that gets kind of confusing. Splitting a picture or a video. Really, I split it to edit something out.
Okay.
Like, the kids are right now saying, please stand for the school song. But I'm editing that out. Right now, we're not doing
Right,
school song.
right.
Like you can cut the beginning or end off.
Yeah.
Yes, or you can make it shorter, maybe it's too long, and you don't want the whole
It'll
thing.
go like.
Or maybe you have a video that's 20 minutes, and really you just want a couple of pieces.
Okay.
So, and what I do is when I'm playing with a video, I bring it all the way over here, so that it's not interfering with my video. So I'll play with stuff over here, kind of like a sandbox.
And then just make it full.
If you go into, double click on the picture, it gives you options. If I'm doing green screen and a child has a yellow shirt on, sometimes it will be, it'll turn see-through. So then I can do saturation. If I'm doing green screen, which you're welcome to use the room, it will hold a whole class. And you want to get rid of the background, you would press key and highlight, and then you would get rid of it. Like if I got all the green here, he would be see-through right there. You could crop a video or a picture, just like you would crop a picture. You would just move it from right to left. So you have some stuff on the top maybe you might want to get rid of. So you might want to make it like that. And then, let's see, where's the save? You can save changes here, or you can go over here to this pancake, and there's lots of things you can do here, but you can save it here. And let's see, this one's just called my video, so you could edit that and you could say my picture video. So that's where you can edit it. That's a new feature too, which is great because I have 1 million videos, so I have 2 gigabytes of storage, but you can always edit that same video. So that's how you do it now, and you just change the name up here. So sometimes I'm going December 7th, December 8th if I don't have any drastic changes in my videos, because sometimes it'll take like 20 minutes just to do some simple changes. You just never know. Transitions are fun. If you want to do a transition, you would click here. And these are all transitions, so fade in, fade out. So if I wanted a transition in between, I would drag it here, and then I could drag it together, close gaps, and then you'll see this transition. Some are fun, and you test it out over here, you watch it here, and you'll see the transition. There was the blur that went through. If you want to do something, what do they call it? It's like the Civil War Tom Brady effect. You could go into animation and you could have a start position and you could make it smaller, and an end position, and you could like really zoom in. And then you can move this picture down a little bit and save those changes. And you're going to play it. And you play it over and over again. That's what's hard about videos, is sometimes you have to play 20 minutes. And then you can see that's the that effect, which is kind of fun. And you can choose to do that to all of them. And if you don't like something, you can undo it. So you undo it to wherever you want to.
After you do transitions, do you have to hit save the transition?
You should always kind of be saving.
Yeah, this way it'll keep it
Yeah.
as you move on.
Because nothing's worse than having worked really hard on something and great.
The other thing you could
You can
do
save
was-
here too, again, if you're not. And then my other thing I do is I might make a copy, say I have this long video and I've worked really hard on it, I may make a copy just to be safe.
Right.
Because we've worked so hard on it.
The other thing you could do, guys, is as you're creating it, if you wanted words, so if I wanted to say, you know,
Oh, you might do
if I
this.
wanted to put his name, if I wanted to say this is Daglin, we could click on text, and then we can add text in to your video to kind of give that little description with it.
And there's all different text to choose from.
So once again, if you see that little crown, that means that it's a premium feature, so that's for the paid version. But you have the titles, so where you can put the title in. You have captions, so where I can add a caption in with the picture. So let's do.
So you're gonna
So I'm gonna drag it to text, and then I'm gonna make it go to the duration of the
Burn?
picture.
Transition.
And then you'll see it pop up right there. There's other options, so if I wanted to change the color.
Where the title?
Yeah.
double click
See if we could do one of
That-
So if you look down here where it says specials, that might be one that's a little bit better because then it's not blocking your picture as much. So you
You
can
can
Oh, I see, you can only
move
pick
those.
one because the other ones have the crown on it.
Yep, so we could just drag it right over. I could drag it to be the same length as the video. And
And
then,
if you, yeah, you can move it. Double click. And then you can move.
so I can move it, I can say, okay, I don't want it to be covering his face, I'll move it right up here.
Did you get the
And
text?
then if you look right over here, this is where you can type and put in what it says.
I'm sorry, Alyssa, I'm trying to do the text. You said you click on text. So you
Yep.
pick.
And you
that one
drag
with
it down.
Oh, you have to drag it
You have to
down.
drag it to
Yeah,
your
you're gonna
type.
drag it down to that text area.
And you can put it where you want. So when I did the Veterans Day, I had many texts and I had to make sure that they fell over the correct picture. So if I put like someone's name, I have to be careful about that.
How do you delete a photo from your
Timeline? Yeah, so you could double click and just press delete. So when it's, you're actively working with that picture, this one's highlighted
It's settled?
in pink. You just click on that right now, like if she wanted to,
Sorry.
just press the delete.
Not, nobody's
You
using
can
it.
press delete right there. Right up here it should be.
Well, you can press that delete or you delete on your.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can also press the backspace once it's highlighted.
Not yet. I added.
Okay.
No, she,
You could drag them from You're always working in video. Yeah, and then if you have transitions in.
The other fun part you can do that is you can add that audio option.
I don't always use transitions.
So if you wanted to add audio behind it, maybe you wanted a favorite song, or you wanted to use a song that was already in here, they have preloaded music that you can use, or you can also upload a file. That's a little more advanced, so I would suggest probably starting with just using one of these. If you double click it, it'll play it for you so you can see what it sounds like. If you like how it sounds, you can drag it down to the audio box option.
and how do you control when that's?
So you could do any splits that you want. You can also double click on it,
Okay, so where's my video?
and then you can click on save,
Plus save changes.
and
That's the
there's
third time I've done
advanced
this.
settings.
Except mine won't go over my video. It keeps-
Let's see. Just say save changes. And now if you click on this little line here, like click on it and then click in here, like, you can split it. And then,
What?
So if you click up here, that'll split it.
yeah, you could cut it so that I only want this much music, so you can split it. And then you might want to delete that part. And I press delete. If you want to double click, oops, sorry.
It does, yeah.
I want to, and this is always a little tricky. So I want
transitions in
to,
Who knows, right?
I have to get these dots to appear. So if I want to,
Yeah. Yep.
Ms. Jen, the posters you're looking for are in the main office.
it does sort of automatically save, but I wouldn't chunk it.
Or if you copy the picture.
Yeah, those will be in there each
So, and this might be a feature of the more advanced, but usually you can click on this and make dots and then save
It's
it.
almost like Google platform, like Google Drive. You know how Google Drive has, it's Google, and then it has, I don't know, yeah.
Right.
But Google is the
So if I were to
Just kind of,
Like at the very beginning.
No, it's
Yeah,
like
so you would,
but it does have
you
the
could
logo.
insert it on this video line like you
Right.
tried.
but it has to have my video is over.
Oh, now it's there?
Right.
Yeah, what's this?
You want to close this, so highlight all that.
Yeah.
Highlight all your pictures. Oops, you're
And
moving
this,
it,
you
so go
said this is for your
beyond
class.
pictures.
You can use it for your class. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
stand
yeah,
this
yeah.
way. Highlight. Yeah, just put it on.
And you basically.
I don't have it.
I know.
I have it in my bag. Yeah.
I really love it.
How did you even hear it?
No, I
How do you even do it? I don't know.
You drag it down.
Okay, so I tried that.
Yeah, and it's gonna go, you wanna put it either in front of, you need to make another video thing, so add a track, so it will be above it. You want a video track. So now you could put your text above it, or you can put it in front of it. Yeah, it should stay there.
Okay.
And then you double
So what I'm
click
gonna let you do,
this.
guys, is I wanna give you guys.
Okay, that's just gonna go on top of that?
Yeah, so that's your view, what you're gonna do.
So I'm gonna kind of
Double
rotate
click.
around, help you out as you need,
Oh, it's got.
but what you
And
can
then
do
you
is
can put
kind of make it an about me video.
So you're
So I'm gonna
gonna,
pull up, I have one that I started.
highlight this.
What you could do with
And
that.
then you're gonna right click,
No, wait, 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 wait.
let's close gaps, and it's gonna put it all together.
So if you wanted to
Yeah,
add
and
it
you could,
before,
and if you, when you
go
finish
back
it,
to my
you
video.
when we're done, but yes.
and then you're gonna drag it to the start. So you can either replace, it'll give you
Yeah.
option to replace the picture, or you can insert and push. If you insert and push, it's gonna insert it and push the rest of the picture over.
So I bought her a shirt.
Oh, if you want to.
No, her leggings, I'm wearing leggings and I'm white. So like.
Oh, she's so nice.
I gave her the shirt because she had photos for me.
There's also, they have extras, guys, so if you wanted to do overlays, something where it had, like this one, it's kind of like snow falling. So if you were doing something that was like the winter months, they
And then I
have,
think if you.
Wait a minute, wait,
videos,
overlays are where?
there's-
You guys-
Let's see, actually,
Yeah.
video.
so they have like a couple different things you could put in it. It's like an overlay that'll go over the pictures, that'll go over whatever you're doing. If you go into videos, once again, these are kind of like the premium ones.
But here's a green screen, so you could put something with green screen. But this one you can.
Yeah, these ones are all for you.
Green screen is
Where did you get the overlays now?
If you go into extras, and then you can click on overlays, see all, and it'll let you see all the overlays that they have.
And then if you go to text, I think there's like motion stuff, like here, there's highlighted stuff. Can you slide it? So like that.
A lot of them are premium.
So, oh, some of them did go good.
Yeah, these ones are all
So
premium.
those are
Yeah, that's where your signature is and what was in them.
Where's see all, Alyssa?
Which one?
You said go to see all, I don't see.
Yep, so if you're in overlays, it's gonna be the little blue writing to the right-hand side.
See, okay.
And then once you click see all.
Thank you.
If you choose one, like I chose the snow.
Yep. So you'll drag it in. So if you wanted to use, let's say the snow, you can drag it in.
Okay, let's have it.
So we can put it, this is where you might want to add another video layer. Because what that'll do is it'll let you put that over. And then I can drag it to make sure it's showing over every picture. So if I were to do that,
So can that go on the same layer as a text, or do you have to put
Yes.
another layer in?
yep, so if you'll see, so the text layer, the thing is, if you put it in that text layer in that same line, it's gonna push the text that's there. So that's where you kind of want to create a separate track for it, this way you can have it all together.
I was putting in a transition, I had it there, I did it just by the thing. So like, did I have to do it there, I wanted to do this person. So it just stays on for a long
So guys, anytime when you want to add something, you want to make sure that you're dragging it down to the place that it's at. So right now, I have that heart, let me do this. I know Linda was talking about the snow, so if I drag it down to that new layer, Yes, make sure you drag it, and then I'm gonna stretch it so it covers the whole video. Now when I play it, the whole video will have that snowfall.
How did you get that layer though?
You can drag this.
So at the
See
top,
the plus track?
do the plus,
Yeah.
and then you can add video text. So I added the second video layer. This way I can have that video going above.
You want to add something.
And then if you
like
want
text,
to
like
be able to see all of them, you can click right here, and this will make this a
you
little
want it to show
smaller, so
like
you
2
can
seconds
see.
in.
Yep,
All
this
your
way you
videos,
can pull it up
all
and you
your
can see it all at the same time.
All right. How cute is that?
Right, the other thing you can do, guys, I'm all about shortcuts. If
The,
you press the
overlays.
space bar, it'll play your video, it'll stop your video.
Oh, and what you need to do at the end, we can finish it, but we can still edit it. You have to click on finish. And usually it takes a couple of minutes for it to finish. Click on finish. And right now, none of the pictures came up, but it will give you a couple of your pictures to save. And if it doesn't have one that you like, you go back to the editor and then play it a little bit more so it's over here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so just play. Push play. And then save.
I need help with the music.
And then save, and then hopefully that picture comes in as one of them. So now you have like this hat, so you can use that. That's what your video is gonna show you, when you're done, and then you would export it.
And you can also choose, guys, do you want to save it to WeVideo? Do you want to save it to your drive, to YouTube? It gives you all the different
So
options
when
of
you're
where
in
you want to
school, you
save.
cannot save it onto YouTube. So that is like totally against the rules, so you can save it to your drive or WeVideo, so that's acceptable. So
So if I go back, when you're done, you click that finish button. Yep.
And just because you finished it doesn't mean that you can't go back and edit it, except that you have a very small storage for free.
Right.
So then you would, you know, you can still edit it.
And how do you do the audio and the music?
So you would close it, so close. And then you can see that your, let's see, home. There it is. So this is your editable video. So this is still not finished, but over here in your exports, you're gonna see it, or it's gonna email you a finished copy. So you have to wait for it.
Yeah, so if you haven't saved it yet, guys, if you don't click finish yet, you'll scroll down and it'll say, like, it'll show you recent ones that you've been working on.
And you could click on this and you could actually change the title. You can go to the 3 dots and it will let you rename it,
Add
edit it.
another layer, right, so if I add, I have to add the music.
Yep.
Right.
So
So
what I'm
when
gonna
you
do,
finish it, you're exporting it. So you just have to decide where. We're not supposed to be putting it on YouTube.
I'm gonna click on this one.
Yeah.
I know some people have had YouTube channels, but that's very common.
So this is one that I kind of just started yesterday, just to give you a little. So you can have those different transitions in between where it'll have like the pictures going with it.
And then kind of a cheesy way to get music is to videotape like something that you like on YouTube and then just paste it in as a video and you paste it under whatever you're doing and then you can still hear the music and you don't have to turn it into an MP3 or whatever.
Once you hit export, from your drive, it's there.
From here, on the right, from here.
Yes,
From
yes.
here.
I gotta go.
And if you have any questions, we're
Yep.
more than happy to help you.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
I
don't know if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I think so. And then I'm going to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I think I expanded the thing.
I just was, this is too expensive. How did you, you would take.
I think the blue line. Blue line?
I don't want it that long.
All right, so guys, I'm just gonna come back to the presentation so I can just finish it up. I know some of you have to go do your duties, that's completely fine.
Thank you, Allissa.
And Joan, we work together.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's give it a second, because now it's gonna load.
Except I never got the sound to work. I feel like that's my computer's fault.
There's an audio down, did you put it in the audio line? Yeah.
If your audio line, just because you have music that you recorded, if you did it on a video on your cell phone, you still would put it in the video line. So the audio line is purely for.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, that's your
So guys,
job. You put
I
it
know
over your
today was
video.
just kind of like a quick preview of like what you could do with this. If you have any questions, you can contact us, you know where we are in the building. I gave you, I'm gonna share this, presentation with you guys, just so you can see like where the different clickables are. We have our emails for you, our extensions for our rooms. If there's anything that you wanted to use this for and you're not sure how to do it, feel free to come and ask us. We're here to help you out.
If you find you had something and you want to put it on morning announcements, you can download it and you can send it to me, and I would upload it just like I do for Jenna.
Oh, nice.
I'd love to see them, so.
And then as we were talking about before, guys, when you're using something, so if you get a picture off of Google or if you get sound off of something, you always have the credit screen. So at the end of your video, you're just gonna include that just to give credit to what you use. So you'll see for us, our digital tool, we use video, the slide template, we have Slide Mania, and then some of the images we got from Unsplash. So it's just kind of giving that chance to give credit to where you got the information. It also makes sure that you're covering yourself with copyright infringement and things like that.
Thank you so much for coming. We're glad you enjoyed it. Everybody seemed to.
Thank you.
All right.
If you want to share your video you made, you can send it to me on Friday.